Facebook. Not yet. It says we are. I don't know how that works. Well, anyway, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Let me go look. If we're live on Facebook, hello Facebook. I'm just talking to myself.
All right, I'll check. It says we're live, so live means live from what I understand.
Live on Facebook. Cool. All right, VIPs and Facebook land. So I caught me a little off guard because we're doing some technical shit, but we're in a couple of groups today. So woohoo! All right, everybody, we are here today to do some really cool shit. I'm here with about 20-ish other people. And Ben, can you just give me host ability or just mute everybody or something on that? Just keep letting people. And we are here with some VIPs, guys. If you don't know what a VIP is, well, there stands for very important person. Just, I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's very important person. So I'm here with a whole shit ton of very important people. If you want to join them on these trainings, we're doing something, in my opinion, stupid for Black Friday. And what you get with it is Agency Foundation's 2.0, which my man Santosh actually just said was mind-blowing content. His words, mind-blowing content. And that's just from the course material we give you. You also get to sit live with us on these trainings every single week and have a private session at the end of it. And I mean, I was really only listening into a lot of it last week. Rahul handled it, but I'm pretty sure Rahul was people's therapist, mindset coach, and business coach for about an hour and a fucking half last week, just saying. So if that's not worth it to you guys, I don't know what is, but just as a quick little plug, we're doing this for Black Friday. It is literally $7 for the first fucking month. Skip Starbucks today and make 10 grand in the next month. How about that? Does that sound fair to everybody? If you're out there in Facebook land and that sounds like something you want to do, that's the Black Friday only deal. So you've got another week or so left. When is Black Friday? 25th? I don't even know.
Black Friday is right now.
Right now. That is wrong on all the levels because it's Thursday and it's not
the Black Friday deal is on right now, but the actual Black Friday is next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday. All right. And we're not going to do the whole marketer thing where we're going to lie to you and tell you it ends on next Friday. It's obviously going for Cyber Monday too. Get over it. That's always what's going to happen. So go do it. Grab the link. Get in here and let's get some shit done. Guys, today's going to be a good one. Personally, I think so. Anyway, you guys can tell me if you're out there in Facebook land. I almost said Starbucks land. I'm looking at Rahul. I'm like, oh, I need some of that coffee. But if you guys think that learning how to do content in a structured and quick, efficient way is something that would be helpful for you, drop me a 1 in the chat. Whether you're in Zoom here interacting or if you're out there in Facebook land, drop a 1 down below if that sounds like if it sounds like something that could be super, super useful for you to be able to do. Specifically, we're talking today about how to create an entire month's worth of content, in less than an hour. And that probably seems kind of crazy.
No, real quick, do we want people to download that link that I posted a bunch of places, the little planner, or do we want to go into it?
Let me get to where we're showing it off, bro.
I'm jumping ahead.
Sorry, man. You've been jumping ahead so much that you've been just dumping the link everywhere. He's so excited. So excited about giving this topic wheel away that if you haven't seen the link yet somewhere in one of our groups or profiles or one of these lives, I would be amazed that you need me to say, drop a hashtag anything to find it. Because I'm pretty sure it's been plastered all over every.
Yeah, I just wanted, I just like it when people are prepared ahead of time, so that's why.
Oh, I understand. But yeah, I get the point he's trying to make. This thingy right here, let me just show it off since he's excited about it. I'm excited about it. Look, this thing, we've given it away before, and it's very helpful for exactly what we're talking about right now. It comes with a topic wheel, comes with a fill-in topic wheel for yourself, little grid planner thing here, and then a bunch of stuff down here that kind of helps you out. There's also, I believe, Rahul has a blog written about this on the custom creative site, if I'm not mistaken.
Hold on. We'll get the link. Whoever wants it, just ask for it in the chat, not in the Zoom chat, on the Facebook chat. Just do hashtag content blog. So we know to give it to you. Now the content blog, I'm just going to give you the spoiler alert. It's going to show you how to, once you've filled in this, what Cody's about to go over today, the content topics, the 1 hour, get as many topics on paper as humanly possible for your month. I'll get you that blog as well, but you have to write it in the Facebook land, on the Facebook thread of the live. If you're watching it on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, there are groups, wherever this is streaming to. And it's going to show you how to actually spread it across all different platforms really easily. So you can take a long piece of content, like a long video, like we're doing right now. It'll show you how easy it is to convert it to a blog, take little bits of chunks of pieces of it and make small videos that you can disseminate all over your social media. There's two ways to do it: manual and automated. Manual just means we post something, copy and paste it to other profiles. So if you have LinkedIn, Facebook, a page, Instagram, etc., TikTok, you can copy paste it. Automated means you're using a tool like Tumblr or Hootsuite, and that allows you to automate to certain pages, not profiles, but a lot of different platforms. We do a lot of copying and pasting just because the algorithm plays a little bit more friendly when you copy and paste. So that's what you're going to get. You just have to do hashtag content blog and we'll get that to you. And it's all the Mother Teresa of marketing is Cody and I. We're giving that shit away for free.
Cool. Anything else you want to give away for free? Put you on
No.
Giveaway
No.
present? No.
Not at all. Santa is over.
Santa Rahul is gone. We've officially milked all of the gift giving spirit out of Rahul. I'm surprised we got as much as we did. So you guys should be pretty thankful. Personally, I love that thing. Just as an FYI. So that topic wheel thing comes in very handy. We're going to show you some hacks and stuff around that today. And if you don't have certain things, there's going to be assets I'm going to show you. But go out and get that, guys. I'm pretty sure the link is already in the chat somewhere. I'm almost positive it's there. But if you don't have it, if you can't find it for some odd reason, yeah, just drop a hashtag content or something, and we'll get this going. So click here to join us live. I'm trying to also send an email at the exact same time. This is how you really do too much content in a month, guys. You overcomplicate it and click on things and do this shit all at the same time. So where are we? Click here to join us live. How to create content. Be sure to join us. We are live right now. So I'm going to show you guys a few different things. Okay. One of those concepts is going to be revolving around the types of content we do. So there's two main types, and I'm going to show you a couple of worksheets that go along with that in just a second. What those worksheets show you is two different types of content. One is called teach them how to think content. The other is called conversion content. So I want to first just take a minute and kind of go over this. These are my two core pillars of content that we talk about all the time. So conversion type content, purpose. What is it for? It's for getting people to raise their hand and ask you to start a conversation with them. Right? This is when we're talking about, okay, we want to transition. A lot of this kind of stuff is, how do I transition this from barely knowing each other to an intimate space? That intimate space being their messenger inbox, right? That intimate space being a conversation in that spot. Okay, so what I want you guys to think of is, how do I get that to happen? Well, that's where conversion-based content comes into place. It's getting them to raise their hand and ask you to do it, or it's getting them to DM you directly and do it that way. Post types that we're usually talking about in here, we're talking about our 2 steps. We're talking about our launch posts. We're talking about our mission posts. We're talking about our engagement questions. All kinds of stuff in here that can elicit response from people, elicit the need for people to come in and actually get that done. Okay. Now the next thing, right, that we want to talk about here is, well, how do we set that up? And this is going to dive deep. So assets needed. And what I mean by assets needed, how do I make this fast? Right. Today is all about, how do I efficiently churn out content? Because I want to stop for a second right here. Let's have a moment here and let's be honest with one another. And I'm always talking to you guys about being honest with one another, right? Who flinches or gets a headache or just gets super stressed out at the thought of sitting down and having to write content? Everybody, yeah, in the Zoom chat here, raise your hand. If you're out there in Facebook land, put something in the and be honest, guys, right? We're talking to one, like Tiki said, me, Robert said 1, Rick said 1, right? It's a lot of people, man, a lot of it. Content isn't my strong suit. Look, content wasn't my strong suit, but now I can sit there and churn it out. Mostly because of process, a lot of practice. But once I have a process in place, right, once I can just make that happen, it's a lot easier. So hopefully this is making a little bit of sense. We're going to dive into the process now a little bit more, but to make this easy, right, to get away from that headache, what we need is to understand, cool, well, how do I piece this together? Well, for this one, it's going to be scary offer. It's going to be process, like the process you use for your offer, process and assets. And then the third part is going to be a result. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a second, once we dive into actually writing it out. Over here, next, we teach them how to think. What does that mean? Well, what it means is right in the title. We're trying to teach people how to think differently about the common objections that they normally find themselves.
You can still call Chase.
Oh, who's yelling at me? Let's mute everybody. Hold on. I'm gonna do this with a button. There we go. Yeah, mute everybody. Cool. So we're teaching people how to think differently about common objections. Okay. Common objections. And we're also teaching people how to think differently about their common mindset issues. Okay. You're going to run into people. 30 days. You're going to run into people consistently who have the same kind of issues going on. You're going to run into the same kind of stuff all the time, right? Where you're going to be like, I just need to sign one more client, right? Before I can go out and make this happen. I just need to do this one more thing. I got to talk to my partner. I got to talk to my wife, right? This month just isn't going to be the best month, but I promise that this sounds like a great idea. I'm going to do it next month, right? These are common objections you're going to run into, or you're going to run into the situation where a lot of your clients or prospects are broke. Right? And you're just coming around it. It's like, okay, well, all of my prospects are broke. Everybody's broke all the time. What that often comes down to is, money scarcity, right? Or an expense versus investment mindset, right? So these are things we can tackle with this type of content. We're trying to teach them how to think differently. Teach our prospects to think differently about mindset, issues, common objections, and lastly, us. This allows us to preemptively create a frictionless sales process, right? Because if they see the same message over and over again, and we can actually teach them to think differently, they're going to come to your call ready to rock. If you've done this correctly, right? So then we get post types here. Okay, we get story posts. This is either going to be your story or your clients. You're going to see metaphor posts. You're going to see document, don't create. And you're going to see value posts, right? Now these ones can be even more daunting. How do I write a value post? How do I write a long form story post? How do I even come up with a metaphor, right, to make this work? And so everything here starts to become, okay, stressful, right? But again, we can bring it out into a process, and I'll show you guys how. It just happened. Right? And so for this, what we want is assets. We want a list of common objections I'm facing, right? We want a list of common mindset issues. We want to come up with 2 or 3 stories that we can use. We want to come up with 2 or 3 metaphors, right? This first part can be a little bit time consuming, but once you have these, you can really start to cycle through. Then you want to list of common pain points. Right? And this one specifically results in the value posts. Okay. So hopefully already, even before we start to dive into how am I going to do this, how am I going to use this, it's already starting to come a little bit clearer. When you organize your shit, it becomes easier to make a bunch of content, right? And I'm going to show you how in just a minute, but I want you guys to really just kind of digest this, because this is already, we've got a framework right here for how to create just a shit ton of content, because we know what are we using the content for. So we know what that's going to be about. We know assets that we can use to create post types, right? And soon we're going to go through what these post types actually look like so that you can see what each individual one is for. But it's good for you to see what the structure and everything is on the outset. So again, guys, drop me a 1 in the chat if this is making sense or if I'm droning on for no reason and everybody's asleep and everybody's gone already. So I always like to make sure, am I doing this for a crowd or am I just talking to myself? Luckily for everybody here, I'm fine with hearing myself talk. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Right? I can do it all day, but I would like to see that everybody else is awake out in the group, everybody in here as well. So some 1s in the chat. What do we got? All right, we got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Cool. Let me go see the group. Is the group alive, Rahul? I haven't really been paying attention in there. We got some comments going on. We got a few. Okay. We've got Greg. Greg is hashtag stressed with his content. Good, man. Keep watching the rest of this. Everybody else, everywhere else, Rahul, we good?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just checking the groups. And then for Greg, I know you can hear me. I'm sending you the Diamond Club link. Get in here.
Oh, and Rahul put the blog down in the comments as well.
Yeah.
For the content thing. So make sure you hop over there, check that out. Can we get that image? What image? The whiteboard, Jen? Is that what you're talking about? The whiteboard? I'm going to assume she means the whiteboard. So just as a repetition, all of the VIP people that are in here, you guys get all the whiteboards at the end of every one of these calls. We always put them in the chat. So you'll get everyone that we work on for you. Cool. Good thing she said that because I'm about to take this off. So if you want to digest it for a couple more seconds, do so. It's about to go away because we're going to make some shit happen. So let's actually do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. If that works, let's do this. I don't know how to delete things. I'm just going to make it move over to the side. All right. So let's take this and make some shit happen. Cool. All right. So does anybody in here on the Zoom chat right now with us have a scary offer? It should be every fucking one of you. But if you do have one, I'm going to do something for you. If you don't, I'm going to make it up and go from there. All right. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Anybody drops it into the chat, I'll use your scary offer to kind of move forward. If not, then I'm going to do it from here. Okay, all I see is a bunch of people. I have 2, I guess. I have 1 sort of, but
let's who participated? Whoever participated, they're gonna get pulled up because we don't want to do this for us. Okay. We have Megan and then Jen. So if we have time for both, let's start with Megan. And then as we're doing this, I want you guys whoever's listening, don't just listen, write down your ideas, write down any framework, and then we'll help you guys with as much as we can. So this is not just to watch, it's to participate. That's the whole GSD model is we get shit done. Okay. All right. So Megan is unmuted and she's ready to rock.
Yeah, I'll try. So this is actually going live for promotion tomorrow for the first time ever. This is my middle tier. If any of you have been following along in the last couple of weeks since I've been on, I've been talking about what I do and the kind of the value letter that I have. And right now I have a free newsletter that goes out every week about automation tips. And then I go straight to done for you services and then one-on-one coaching and then like VIP days. So I'm missing this middle tier, like the scary offer, like for that middle tier section, because I'm taking people from free to, $10,000 a month, which is really kind of crazy. There's nothing in that middle section. So my scary offer was teaching them my Focus Your Scatterbrain with a live workshop for $99. That's the Black Friday kind of scary offer that I'm going to just to try it out because I haven't ever done this framework yet.
Let's rewrite this. Who's your avatar?
I help other women entrepreneurs with ADHD use automated systems to scale their business to 6+ figures.
All right, so that's a scary offer right there. This is a lower offer that you get underneath of that. That's fine. What's your process for it? Do you need done for you coaching? How do you get them to that? What's the assets that you use, the process that you use, that kind of stuff?
The process that I use inside the live workshop, because the $99 is for a live workshop.
Process
You get
that you do for this. This is going to be like
yeah.
a downsell. Okay, so this, what I want, I'm going to delete it, but this is what I want you to view this as, right? We've talked about
Yep.
this, right? So
Oh no, I have it. So
Yeah.
I'm just pulling it up so I can
all
read
the
it to you.
content and stuff is going to be up here. So like all the stuff you're talking about is going to be for this. It's just that
Yep.
that other thing is going to be your base camp down here that you can catch all, right?
Yep.
And
So
you want to be talking about the bigger end results that attracts more conversations.
So the system is focus, find, organize, create, unclutter, and scale. We help you find and identify all your time wasting, focus sucking tasks in your business.
Okay, so
We help you.
audit their
You want me
life.
to just send it to you?
No, just tell me. It's your shit. I don't want to look at it. I want you to tell me. So I'm just going to simplify the words you're saying. All of that basically tells me you're going to audit their life, which means you're going to find where
Yep.
they are disorganized, right? Then you're going to help them organize.
Yep, we're gonna help them prioritize. So basically they're creating a list of tasks that they do on repetition, or things that they're copying and pasting, and the things that they're doing repetitively over and over and over and over again. And for us in this space, we know that if you're doing something multiple times a day, we can automate that shit. There's no reason for you to do the same task 100 times. So we find the tasks, we organize the tasks into a list, and we prioritize them by seniority of how much time we can give you back with an automation. We create a flow chart that outlines the business flow chart behind the scenes of how all of the different technologies or automation tools will help be put together like a map. And then the unclutter part is it's building. That's when we build the integration and we put the processes and systems in place to automate that whole behind the scenes structure. And then last is scale. And that's it. You did it. You've got everything automated. Now it's time to, that's kind of when they're ready to jump into all of the marketing and kind of start scaling.
Perfect. What's the biggest result you've ever gotten for a client that you could say?
Well, it wasn't for a client, but it was for when I was working in corporate America. We built, I said, me and my team built a $4 million lead funnel off of MailChimp and Airtable because the company refused to give us a budget or any money, and we built it for free. And once we started pumping leads through it, they ran it that way for about 2 years before I said, you guys really need to move this to an enterprise level system before it explodes.
When you say you built it for free, you mean it had no cost to them, or your
It had no cost to them whatsoever. We set up a free MailChimp account and a free Airtable basic structured CRM. Like I just built it, and then we had it automated from MailChimp to into Airtable.
Cool.
And it didn't start costing us money until obviously when you get to the threshold of 2,500 people, then we started paying money out to MailChimp, but Airtable remained free for 2 years.
Okay, cool.
Because we didn't use anything. We just used it as a database to dump things in.
Perfect. So this is all we need right here. Okay, so from this, what we just did was we found the assets we talked about a second ago, right? So scary offer, process, and assets. And you can start to see where I'm going with this. Well, even without cheat sheets and all this other shit, you can create it. You can look at this. You can say, look at all these different pieces of this, where it's going. Scary offer and a result that we can pull from, right? So one thing that I'm telling you guys about, I think I told you guys about this privately in the VIP chat. What we're trying to do with a lot of the conversion content, right, is if we can stick to the scary offer formula that I'm always telling you guys about, right? In the content, it tends to do well. And this piece was a 2-step that did well primarily because it stuck to the scary offer formula, right? So what is the scary offer formula? Big end result, 10 new clients. Customer language, well, this is talking to agencies. So 10 new clients, Facebook ads, agency clients, all that stuff. We want to have specificity, right? So 10 in 3 weeks, 100%, right? Cool. And we want to have risk reversal. Well, it's fucking free. So definitely risk reversal there, right? So doing that allows us to have stuff like that goes off for like 800 comments or so, right? And we can make that happen. So when we're doing this stuff, we'll start with some 2-steps, right? So I just want to show you how quickly we can do this. We can just pull from stuff. So like the very first one here, I can see on here, it's like, cool, let's pull from the result. It's like, cool, I recently, or we just looked, say recently. Right. So this is risk reversal because we're going to show it to them for free. $4 million is the big end result. $4 million, $0, that's specificity, right? Customer language. We might want to tweak this a little bit, but this is getting to that point, right? And that's just pulling from the result. 2, we could say something like, I'm going to bring this up a little bit, running out of room. Now you could turn this 1 basically into 2, because you can say, cool, I got enough interest. All right, we're going to do this tomorrow. If anybody wants to be tagged in the live, right, show up, tag it live. So what I'm going to be doing with this, guys, because we're running out of room on this, I'm going to be dropping these post types as I write them. I'm going to do a screenshot of just this. And then as I write these post types, I'm going to drop them in the comments or in the chat and then delete them. But the only screenshot I'm going to do is of this main one. All these other posts that I write and stuff, I'm just going to keep dumping in the chat until I do a new screen. Cool with everybody here on the Zoom VIPs? Yeah. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Everybody awake? Thumbs up. Nobody's awake? Cool. Thank you. Good. We'll keep going, right? So all I did right there was I pulled from this and I pulled from this. Cool. All right. Now,
thank you.
We create. What's this? So again, I'm just like you do all of these audits all of this time. I'm sure you've got a streamline to the point where probably
the stats are 8 hours a week. It's on average 80% of all business owners waste 8 to 10 hours a week on repetitive tasks.
just what you just said out loud is a post, right? So there's 2 more, right? Like on average, literally, if you the way that you said that is how you say that. On average, 90% of business owners waste 8 to 10 hours every single freaking week doing these 3 tasks that we can help you automate. Want to know what they are? Right?
Yep.
It's easy. I do. You already got my attention. I'm like, okay, yeah, tell me what am I doing? What am I doing to waste 10 hours a week? I want to know. I'd comment on it. Right. And so already right there, we took like 2 or 3, 4 minutes and we've written 4 posts. Right. And so it's right here, list of tasks they do and increase their circle of focus. We do this simple exercise. Interesting. Right. And again, this one can be turned into 2 because you go as soon as they say yes, I'm interested. Cool. Now you go live and you do it again. Right.
Yeah.
What else?
We'll have some more really good stats too. I just can't share them yet. We have a local chiropractor that we actually work with, and we've already grown their very top funnel, like their newsletter. And again, anybody who's been doing this for a while knows that local email lists are pretty small, and they have no desire to like franchise or go bigger or anything. They're going to stay local, and we've grown their email list to over 7,000 people in 2 months just from content, like organic content related stuff. So now we're starting to push in the value ladder, and I think that we're going to have some really incredible results as far as automation is going, because we completely automated the entire back of the house. So it's going to be really cool. I'm excited.
All right, there you just wrote another.
Yep.
Listening to yourself talk is able to create just endless amounts of stuff, right? And so I'm going to stop right here for a second. I want to just point out, does everybody see what we're doing? Right? We're using results, we're using assets, we're using offers, and we're just rotating through all of this shit. And so right there, we just did basically a whole week of content in 10, 15 minutes, maybe done. Right. And so I could do a whole next week of content now that that process is already written out in another 5 minutes, just pound out all these 2 steps. Now, do you want to do nothing but 2 steps? Obviously not. So before anybody out there is in the comments going, well, you're just fucking asking for shit every day. No, man, obviously that's not the case. But the point is you can endlessly create these. If you want to do 2 or 3 2 steps a week, which really is what you should be doing, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3 of these a week. To be putting different messages out in front of people. If you sit down like we just sat down and you just create 20 of them in like a half an hour, you just rotate through this shit until you find stuff that works. Now you've got the whole month's worth of that type of content done. So instead of sitting here wondering like every day you're like, what do I write today? You sit down and you do this shit in a batch, right? And you get it completed. Now there's 2 more types.
Yeah, we're doing like 80-20. So like 80% is non-sales and 20% is sales. And then that's just for us. And maybe that worked for everybody, but we don't put a call to action, like a direct call to action where we're expecting somebody to give us money a lot. We do a lot. We do push the newsletter more because that's free. And that's our entry level into the kind of our world. And then we start promoting after that. But I totally agree.
You got to ask, right? I tell people all the time, want to make more money, ask for more sales, make more offers. And that's what all of these different kind of 2 steps and stuff is, making different variations of offers. The other good thing about 2 steps is that if one bombs, you just don't give a shit and you go and you make the next one. Right. So you get to find out, we personally, in our companies, both of them, we track what posts are doing well. We have a top post sheet. I've shown it to you guys in the VIP, I think a couple of times. How many comments did it get? How many likes did it get? And we just go back and we use that. Every now and then we'll do a big batch of new ones, and a lot of them will bomb, but some of them, like the one that's pinned on my page right now, will go off for like 800 comments. Cool. That's going on the top post list. I'll use that again next year. I got one that we reactivated this morning. It's got a couple hundred comments on it that some of you guys are commenting on, and that's the same kind of thing. And so you start to learn, okay, this messaging is resonating. This messaging is resonating. We start to move in that direction. The next one,
real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Who knows what reactivating a comment is? Like 2 in the chat. Number 2, if you know what it is. Okay, Rick knows what it is. Jen knows what it is. Who else? Handsome, Megan. Okay, good. All right, we'll just explain it for the rest of them. All you do is go to one of your trending posts, go comment back on it, go have a family member, go have a friend. All they have to do is re-comment, and it could be a year old, it could be a month old, it could be a week old. But once it starts losing that juice, you just re-comment on it, and then it'll be as if you just posted it. And then it'll reactivate that same two-step magnet that started your conversation. So you don't have to go from the top of the dome. You now know what's trending, what works, what the market wants. Just reactivate it. And then you can spin off like little pieces of content off of that one as well. Yeah, you can tag people in it. Every post we do, notice how everybody gets tagged, and especially in our groups, most notably in our groups. We use these as assets. Hey, you don't know me, I don't know you, you jumped into our group, we just met, you need help with content, check this thing out. Tag, and then we warm them up, and then if they like us, then we'll say, hey, we can help you further. Do you want to get there faster, or do you want to get there slower? Right, so we just have that path. We have to provide ample amounts of value, and we're like, we do our best to, and we give it away for free. And then the people who want to come on the Diamond Club, like when we cut the stream, you guys get our time, even if it's just $7. And then our ascension model is we have higher packages, and those people get us 7 calls live on Zooms every single week. So you can do the same thing. So that's kind of like how we do things. It's like there's the free stuff, there's the low ticket stuff, there's the access to us stuff, then there's higher levels depending on the needs and there's situations of where they are. We do our best to build products based on where people are, so we can have a broader marketplace as we zone in on who's going further. And every product we have is like college. It's like, all right, start here because this is the most successful plan for you. After we're done here, then we're going to get to a certain level of success. Then we're going to move up. It's my recommendation. Do you trust my recommendation? So that's how we operate. And that's how this content helps us every single day. And if we stop today, we have enough to retag. Like the stuff we do is highly, highly evergreen. The only time it's ever going to change is if the metaverse actually works. Right? That's the only time we're going to be changing stuff. And hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the live stream, wherever you guys are watching this, does this make sense? Say the words make sense. And then in the chat, I'll make it easy. You don't have to say make sense. Just put all right, yeah, spell it out. I guess you guys are quick typers.
Don't make it too easy. You're supposed to do
Yeah, I know Cody likes to break keyboards by breaking the number 1. So now we're going to use some letters.
Let's hop back over here. So I want to show you guys one more thing. Look, mission post. Now, we taught too many people the mission post, and other people taught too many people the mission post and all that shit. I say this all the time. So we do not actually say it's my mission anymore because just, doesn't work and everybody gets it. So we actually take your scary offer though, and we put it in a different way. So it's I'm going to help. And then we want to put some number of people, and we always want to put the word more. Why? Can anybody explain to me why I'm emphasizing the fact that we're using the word more right here? Put it in the chat. Somebody. Why would I want to say the word more? Because it shows that others have signed up. Yep, exactly. Implying that you've done it before. The implication is that this is not a new thing you're doing. This is something you've done before. And if you want to be the next person that gets it, you get to do it at that point. It's going to help 7 more women entrepreneurs with ADHD. I'm going to say scale their audiences beyond 6 figures. And we're just going to say in the next 90 days, change this to whatever your normal program would be so that you're not lying. You got to make your own numbers, right? And you say want to be one of them. Or you could change it to want to be one of the winners, want to join us, want to join the winning team, want to come along, right? Whatever you want to say for your finishing point that matches your voice. You guys will notice a lot out there, right? When I talk, I talk in a more abrasive kind of way is how I'll put it, right? But I'm okay with that. People can handle that well. I attract the people that can handle that kind of communication. I attract the type of people that are okay with that and are going to take that well and move along with the string. You guys talk in the way you talk. If you want to have a softer language point because that's your people and your type of thing, obviously do that. This type of post you're going to want to do maybe once a month. right? So this is a one-off a month post. It's really like Megan was saying, like, this is where we're asking them for money. Like, this is like, hey, do you want to join the shit and pay for the offer? Let's talk, right? Makes it a little bit more of a one-off situation. Then we have our questions, big, bold questions, engagement questions, etc., where we are going to elicit some engagement, right? So we're going to sit here in this situation and we're going to elicit some engagement. So I like to do a couple of things. One that I really harp on a lot is the have you given up? Because people don't like to say they've given up, right? People will engage on that usually no matter what. And they'll say, hell no, right? And so in this situation, right, it's are you still trying to organize your life, or have you your life and business, or have you completely given up? If you're still in the fight, let me know in the comments. Got something special for you. That's one. Another one. I keep doing this. Find a room, right? Do two. Right? Who on my friends list has ADHD, but is still kicking ass, making their business, right? Something like this. Now you could say at the bottom, like, if that's you, I got something to help even further. But if you don't even want to put a CTA, this kind of shit will just get engagement. Anybody who's got ADHD, like, I'm doing it. I mean, if they really got ADHD, they might comment 50 times. You don't know. You get them into the right zone. Maybe they'll comment a whole bunch. You get a bunch of engagement, right? But you're just trying to push on these points, right? And so it's on this one.
We do a lot of stuff that, I mean, I'm putting myself out there more with, I've been doing automated systems for a while, but this is the first year that I've really exposed myself, like, and admitted to the world, like, I have ADHD, this is what's happening, like, I'm successful, you can be too, you know, and really kind of exposed my backstory. So now my team is just loving it, and they want me, my face in video, like, all over the place, because they're like, we have to show your scatterbrain to the world. I'm
But
like, no, we don't.
good.
Like, let's use that.
I mean, but it is though, and they're right.
I know.
mean, there's two sides of the coin. When you're an entrepreneur at the level that a lot of you guys are at, the personal brand is more powerful than a name brand. It just is.
Yeah.
And to be the face, you know, does that come back to potentially bite you in the ass later on? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the initial stages, all the way to like 1 to 4 or 500K a month, honestly, it's better to be a personal brand than it is the other way around. You can eventually flip that around, but all right, if you had a magic pill that could solve one single issue in your business, what would you use it on? This is a generic one, right? This is one that you've probably seen before, but it works. The reason you've seen other people use it is because, yeah, it works, right? More specific to you, right? You say, what is the single most disorganized part of life?
Of your brain.
Well, if you say brain, right? And this is where you just leave it at here. You say, be honest, sneaky face. Mine's probably worse than yours.
Yeah.
Probably worse than yours. Check it out in the comments, right? So that this is where you're like, I'm being real too. And I'm also being engaged with you. And I'm going through this, and just show people that you're real. I think one of the reasons me and Rahul get away with being, for lack of a better word, kind of assholes, but not assholes, abrasive sometimes, is because we're actually just being real. We're being ourselves. We show up and we're just over it, like the bullshit and everything else. We're past that now. Now we're just playing around. We're having fun, and we're teaching people, right? And I think that comes through. And I think that a lot of you guys, if you can use your personality a little bit more, is it going to shoo some people off? Yes, but you know what? It's the internet, and you can't say anything to anybody, even when you're trying to be nice, without pissing somebody off. So you might as well just be yourself.
And those are the people we don't like. I personally don't want to work with anyway. Like, I swear a lot. I am I am like totally scatterbrained and all over the place. And sometimes when you get me on certain soapboxes, I talk like a million miles an hour. And so then people get, and those people aren't going to work with me, and that's fine.
To be transparent, I have a little bit of ADHD, and Rahul tells me all the time to like, bro, calm down.
Breathe.
Breathe. If you've talked nonstop for 3 hours and you've given them everything they need to succeed, you're supposed to slow down. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you. I approve of your feedback, but I'm not going to do that. So look, what did we do? We wrote 4 more posts, right?
This is awesome. Thank you so much. This is really cool.
Right. So, I mean, what have we just written like all together 4, 6, 11, like 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 posts. And then Raul dropped in some like alternatives. I put in my document, alternative questions and stuff like that. So
honestly,
yeah, it's really cool.
Let's switch gears over and do a couple of teach them how to think posts. I'm not done. Let's keep going. Right. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to take the reins on this one. Megan, and you can stay unmuted if you want. All of you guys can unmute at any point you want, but I'm gonna just show you guys through a couple of things on this because it's gonna be some longer form stuff and just give you an idea. So cool. Teach them how to think posts. All right. So what we would have normally on here, right? Mindset issues. Usually, I'm gonna do some normal ones that you guys are all gonna run into.
Yeah.
Money scarcity, right? Expense versus investment, right? Always trying to be perfect. Stop them.
Are you still using my avatar or are you using just in general?
I'm just going to do a general one on this one.
Okay. So I was just going to say that like specifically if you're looking at my avatar, like especially money, anytime anybody thinks technologies or systems or processes, they automatically think it's expensive. Mm-hmm. It's not. Like it doesn't have to be. We all know this, but like it doesn't have to be expensive. So I talk a lot about that because I don't want people to be afraid that they can't afford to get started.
100%. No audience.
Do something about the tools that you use if you're just getting started. Just make it so it's cheap. Because like if I have a brand new agency owner that joins in, I'll just be like, dude, forget tech, just use free Calendly. That's all you need. That's your landing page. It's very simple. It's free. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like all you have is your Facebook profile, that's your website. If you want to buy a domain name, saying like joinmegan.com and it goes to your Facebook profile or a page on your Facebook, like an album or something for a portfolio or whatever you want. You just use the simple tools that we have as we grow. And then as we grow, then you realize, hey, now I'm adaptive to the simple things that I'm already commonly using. Then I can scale up to the next level and have a paid program like you mentioned, Airtable and some other tool before.
I did
MailChimp, right?
Well, that one was MailChimp. Yeah. So I did a 15-minute video and showed my weekly newsletter people. And now it has over 50,000 views across all my different channels. It was just a 15-minute video of how to build like a one-page card.co website with a form and link it to Airtable. It took 15 minutes to show them how to do it. So it's like, this stuff is like, it can happen. Like that's the kind of stuff that I'm putting out in my weekly newsletter. So that's the free content these people are getting. So I'm hoping that I'm showing the value. Like if I'm giving you all of this kind of stuff for free, imagine what you're going to get when you pay to work with my team. Right.
Yeah.
The same thing you guys are doing, because you guys are giving like all of this stuff away for free. And it's like, okay, I want to know what's behind the curtain. Like, what else is there? Like,
right.
Ben knows. Where's Ben? He's going to be like, Megan.
Right here.
This is
I see you. I know. I'm working hard. I'm trying. I really am. I promise you. I will be. The goal, just so everybody knows, my goal is I will be joining the group at the next level. And that is what I'm working on with Ben right now. And it is going to happen. I will be there with you guys. That's my plan.
Good. I can't wait to say welcome to the family. This is everybody just calm right down for a second because I wanted to come off the share screen and be like, yeah, let's do it, man. What are we waiting for? That's okay. We're gonna make some money first. Omega dropped a heart emoji. I don't even know how to do that. Where's the heart emoji? Oh, look, there's a little heart emoji.
You got to sign up for her masterclass to learn the heart.
$27. All right, let's circle back around. So look at what I've done. I've created, what is this? Another process, a breakout process. So that what can we do? We can pull and we can utilize. All right. And so what I'm going to show you guys here, I want to actually just show you a couple of ones that I've already written. Okay. So I've done what did I do? Oh, I forgot one piece. I'm going to show you the metaphors. Okay, but I'm not gonna leave it because I can't write. I don't have enough room. But two people in a race, right? And two people go to the gym. These are two metaphors I use consistently. And one thing that I want to point out to you guys is not just in the content, but on sales calls. It's not the purpose of this today to talk about that. So I'm not going to dive into it too much. But I use these specific metaphors that I use in these story posts often. I use them on sales calls to handle objections live on the sales calls. So that's when you can find one that works to actually close a deal. It will also work to just start saying it out loud, or not out loud, obviously, unwritten word on the page. So this one specifically, I posted this year. I posted this a couple more times, right? Two people starting a race, okay? One guy looks around at the track, trying to figure out the perfect way to start the race. Ignore this cool dude looking picture and read the words over here. That's what we're trying to do, okay? Now, the perfect lane to run, how long to sprint versus say for the finish. Or you can be the other guy, the guy beside him who puts his head down and just starts the race. That person almost always falls on their face. But guess what? The other person sees that and still doesn't get off the starting line. They think, how can I avoid that? How can I run the perfect race? And while they continue to be stuck, the other racer just gets up, he gets shit done, he brushes it off, and he goes forward. One of those people becomes a success by taking imperfect action. And the other guy let trying to be perfect stop them from being great. You're the one of I posted this in January because it's the perfect thing for the beginning of the year. You're the one on the starting line for 2022 right now. Which one are you going to be this year? And I've posted this a few more times throughout the year. So that's what I'm trying to say with a metaphor. What's a metaphor? It's referencing a story that people can relate to and then theming it back into what we want them to know. The other metaphor that I consistently use is two people going to a gym. All right, so these two people, they go to a gym. They have the exact same equipment. They go for the same amount of time. They have the same commitment level, same energy. They even eat the same shit. One of them, though, comes out at the end with the body of their dreams, kicking ass, looking fantastic. And the other one hasn't done shit. Looks exactly the same. When I ask people the difference, they're always trying to come up with shit. Well, one guy just had more of it in him. One guy was just meant to do it. Guy was eating better. Guy felt a little better. He's doing it right. No, the answer is one of them had a secret weapon. He had a coach. He had a personal trainer showing him how to use those tools. See, two people can use the exact same tools and same strategies, and one of them can have success and the other one can fail miserably. And even if the one that failed had more talent, more potential, the other person had somebody who already knew what the fuck they were doing, showing them what to do. How many times have you guys gone to a gym and you've seen a guy wander from chest to legs to whatever the hell, go to the treadmill, looking around at his phone and really accomplishing nothing? Did he get tired by the end of it? Maybe. Did he wake up sore tomorrow? Possibly. Is he going to actually achieve anything beyond basic ass shit? No. Because he doesn't have somebody showing him insight on how to do it. So I use that a lot on posts and stories and lives and all of this stuff specifically to get the theme across that the reason you're still stuck is because you don't have a coach that shows up, gives a fuck, and actually gives you insight on what to do, right? See how these stories are teaching you, even while you're listening to me right now, probably how to think differently. I mean, right now, it's not fair because I get to use tonality and all of that kind of stuff to really emphasize different parts of it. But in the written word too, right? You'll notice I'm often using hyperbolic language. I'm capitalizing shit. I'm using bold shit. Like I tell students in the GSD all the time, I hope you guys don't think that I'm just like writing this as if I'm randomly shouting words. Like, exactly. Oh, and then we're going down. No, it's when you're reading content, right? The same way as when you're listening to me right now, right? I can raise my voice and you're all going to listen. And then if I lower it back down to a little bit like this, you're going to pay the fuck attention to the next words that are coming out of my mouth. Same kind of shit with the written word. You have to understand, how are people reading that, right? The words I'm emphasizing are the words I want you to read, because that's how the brain works now. You're going to skim it. You're going to see something that stands out, and then you're going to decide to read the rest of it or not. And so when I'm emphasizing words like guaranteed, free, exactly, just like this, stupid, simple, money, million, right? Those are words that are supposed to grab your eyeballs and say, oh shit, I should go back up and maybe read the rest of the fucking post, right? And it's understanding when I'm doing that, why I'm doing that, all that kind of shit that's going to make a huge difference. So all of that is to show you a couple of these metaphor style posts. I think we're already at an hour. So I've already shown you guys how to write basically endless amounts of content, but I want to show you how easy it can be with a long form post too. So we're going to not do the metaphor. Let's just do a couple of document posts. These ones are stupid easy. You guys see me doing this all the time, right? So these ones are real easy. So we'll say what just happened. You know, I'm going to document, why don't we document Rob's journey? I'm going to do it live because Rob just posted it. Okay, cool. Just launched the VIP and already have students closing 6K plus deals literally 1 week in. Pretty pumped for Rob, couldn't happen. There's a post. And you know what that post does? It does one thing that I fucking emphasize the shit out of that we don't do enough of because there's just not enough time in a day to post all this shit, is celebrate our fucking students. Number one, because Rob's gonna like that if I post about him publicly and I tag him in it, he wants people to celebrate his fucking success. Of course he does. He wants to be a part of the family. That's what we're trying to do here. And two, it teaches people who might be out there thinking about, you know, who is this asshole constantly yelling at me on the screen and doing all these posts? What matters about this guy, right? It gets you to think differently about what we're doing because people are having success. People are winning, right? So you're not winning because you're not taking it. You chose Starbucks over this today, right? Over that 6K potential deal. So that's on you. So now I got to teach people to think differently about that, right? So then I can come down here and I can go, okay, cool. Our newest student, Rob, just closed a 6K a deal, literally 1 week. Challenge, thinking. And how he's about to crush his end of the year with many. Same if there's enough interest. So let me know in the comments. Right? Boom, there's post number 2. Cool. Going live with my man Rob to show exactly how he just closed 6K deal and has however many more, 4 more. We're just making shit up now. We haven't talked to Rob about that. In the pipeline to finish the month. Join us live and ask your questions while we have him, right? 1 win, 3 posts, whole week worth of content. You can do a couple more things. Hey, want the replay? Just did the interview. Want the replay? Boom, there's 4 posts. That's a whole week of content almost off of just that one thing, right? That makes sense, guys? Yeah, so Jen, we'll do you in the VIP room if that's fine, just so that we'll wrap this training up and we'll do some VIP questions and sessions and stuff at that point. So let's finish up with a value post. So value post. What am I trying to do with a value post? Well, I'm trying to do a hook, value, theme. Okay. Hook is the most important part. You'll notice in all the content that I write, hook is going to be the thing that matters the most. So with the value post, what we're trying to do is we're trying to address pain point. Because if we can solve, I'm not just trying to say, here's the 3 tips to being an awesome Facebook media buyer. Here's the cool shit you can fucking do. No, I'm trying to think, what are the pain points my audiences have that I can uniquely solve? And if I can actually do that via text, then they're going to be like, oh shit, why don't I buy from this guy? Obviously, he can solve the problem that I couldn't figure out. Does that make sense, guys? Drop me a 1 in the chats out in Facebook land and here on the Zoom. Please and thank you if that makes sense. Want to make sure everybody is still awake. Good. Right. So this pain point, address the pain point. So for this one, let's just stick with whatever we put up there. We'll say no audience. You know what? I wrote a post on this like just the other day. So I'm just, I'll just rewrite it. The whole point is to make it rewrite it. So how we took our student zero to six-figure month in 100, was it? I think 120 days. Okay. Let's not lie and call them nudists. Let's just call them the student from 0 friends to 6 figures in 120 days. Here's how we did it, right? Hook. If you're not good at writing hooks, and I understand a lot of you guys aren't, maybe we'll do one of these trainings on hooks. It's a whole call doing hooks. I know it seems easy, but honestly, guys, when I write long form posts, and I say this about emails and everything else too, I will just brain dump 10 to 20 hooks normally, and then I can just start making the rest of it because I can just verbal vomit from the hook. But the hook is all that really matters, to be honest, for whether you're going to get it read, whether you're going to have people sign up, all that kind of shit. So then the value comes into play. I gotta really find some more space here. So hook, how we took our student from 0 friends to 6-figure months, 120 days. Here's how we did it. When X came to us, they just would not understood the value. So I'm just going to say this out loud because it's just not enough room to write a long form post right now. So what we do here is hook. We took our student from 0 friends to 6-figure months in 120 days. Here's how we did it. Raise your hand or say a 1 in the chat in Facebook land and in Zoom right now if that hook would make you think, I should probably read this post. Or put a 3 in the chat if you think it's fucking useless and you need to rewrite it a few times. That's always fine too. Put nothing in the chat if you're all asleep and I'll just end the call right now. That works too. I'm always down for that. I'm going to give you literally, let's say 10 seconds. 10, 9, there we go. Rick and Nico saved the day. So I wonder if you guys really wanted to test me if I was going to end the call or not. There we go. We had a few more people. Good. Cool. All right. Now, when we'll call him Cody, when Cody came to us, they just would not pull the trigger. They understood the value, but they had no audience. Okay, well, we convinced them. It didn't matter. Just start posting, start building, and eventually your inputs will always equal the outputs you're trying to find. So we did it. And following our GSD daily task list, look, it's what I call the fuel for your engine. We were able to hit a 6-figure month in literally 120 days. And this shocked emoji, this guy. Oh, shit, right? Here's the task list we had him do every single day. And if you guys haven't seen that task list, we'll go over it. It's an 8-step task list. You do it every day. I'm not going to repeat all 8 of them right now, but you would put that right there. Then at the bottom of that, you're going to say, doing this every day, emphasizing every day is the actually important thing. Because in the beginning, he was talking to himself. Did that stress him out? Yes, but he had us beside him, pushing him up the hill all along the way. And the consistency and momentum he was able to build up is what took us from 0 friends and 0 audience to literally a 6-figure month in 120 days. A lot of you guys, and then now at this point, this is what we're talking about, theme, right? So that got to the value. And then there's a theme. The theme is always hooking it back into other people that are there with you. So you always say at this point, a lot of you guys are just like he was, stuck at the first step, refusing to actually invest in yourself and go do the next thing because you think you don't have the audience. You think nobody gives a shit. And maybe you're right. Right now, you don't have the audience. And guess what? Nobody gives a shit. But that's exactly why this is the perfect time. This is the right moment for you to get off the starting line and do it. Because while nobody gives a shit, you can fuck up. While nobody gives a shit, you can learn. And you're going to build that audience and start that momentum. And the only way to get to where you can make that kind of money by having this kind of process is to get started today. And I would leave it right there. Because you're not trying to put a CTA at the bottom of that. You're trying to teach them how to think differently. We're going to wrap this part up, guys. That's going to be the end of the training today. We wrote about 20 different posts here, and it's hit an hour. So I was 10 off, but we did some time for the research. Promise you guys, if you take the different steps I did for the long form content and for the short form content, right, you'll be able to easily do what we just did in an hour, which is create a whole month's worth of content. And next month, it'll be even quicker. If you think that that's true, tell me so in the comments below this video online. And also, again, this makes it even easier. Because what is this? Topics. Put topics around the wheel. Decide on what you're going to fucking talk about today, right? I told you guys about the Venn diagram, topics on how you're going to be making this shit happen, and then the rest of it. If you don't have this yet, drop something in the comments, say hashtag topic wheel, hashtag content, whatever you want. We'll get you the link over to grab it. If you're not in the VIP, we're about to go do more. We're not done. All of us that are in this room are about to hop off into a private session to talk to one another and really get some more shit done. If you want to be a part of that, first month's literally $7. It's on for a GSD Black Friday deal right now. If you want to hit it up, say something in the chat. I don't know. I'm always just saying drop comments, guys. If you drop comments, we talk to you. That's how this works. You know that. So if you're out there in Facebook land, do so, and we'll be happy to help. Hope you guys found this valuable. Otherwise, please and thank you, either in the comments here or better yet, outside of this video so that other people can see it. Drop your biggest takeaways. Whatever you thought was good. I feel like I dropped some bombs in here today. I went a little bit more into some of the depth than I was even planning on doing. So I would watch this like 3 or 4 times, guys, and just get your content game absolutely on lock. This is how simple it can be. This is how quick it can be. I appreciate all of you guys. We'll see you guys next week for another one. I feel like Rahul's hustling to try and say something before I stop the live stream.
Yeah, the Diamond Club people don't go anywhere. Oh, all right, you guys stay on here. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll drop the link again for the group and all that stuff. So you guys will have your access to jump onto the Diamond Club, and if you do right this second, you're hopping on this call with us immediately, just like Justin did. Shout out to Justin, just got in. I DM'd you the link. I don't know if you're already on this live already or not, but hopefully you are. Okay. All right. So I'll drop the link and let's move this over to our private sesh.
Dope. I can't. I realized. So I guess it's got to be you or Ben. Whoever's
Ben. Ben's the host.
Yep, I'm here.
Stop the live stream and we'll be good.
Stop the what?
The live
Top
stream?
left, hit that down arrow, stop live stream.